evening. Good evening.
Time to go! My freeloading frauds! What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching beautiful scenes of glorious emotion unfolding in front of your eyes. 90 more back again with the breaking news for that ass. My beautiful, beautiful gang. We are strong. We are strong. Let's exercise those thumbs. Make sure you are subscribed if you're new. And drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. Hope you're well. Love to your mothers. I hope you're looking after each other. Freeloading frauds. We are setting a like goal today. And we are halfway there. We want 1,000. We're going to 1,000. Let's exercise those thumbs. Let's breathe in that beautiful emotional air. Because today we have got breaking news for that ass. Oh, big news in terms of transfer activity. The window officially opening. And lots to talk about for plenty of clubs. We're going to be talking about Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Barcelona, Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester United, and more. Yes, settle down. Subscribe to the channel as Adam Stockbridge has just done. Join me. We've got a lot to get through. And we are going to start by saying hello to a few of you frauds. How is everyone doing? Tom Warwick is our first super chatter of the day, saying your Instagram story was a madness. It was so mad that Instagram sent me an email and deleted it. They deleted it. It's not, I don't know why. Nothing at all wrong with my Instagram. If you do want to know what goes on and how I'm basically going to get banned, then you can follow me. Kevin PK. How are you doing? Pablo, fraudulence is in the building. We are strong. Harry Haas 26. He's got the right idea. Luke, supporting the fraud gang. The certified fraud gang members that I keep seeing popping up. You are much appreciated. Anyhow, we have got plenty to be getting on with. We have potential movement. We have options, we have hope, we have money, we have dreams being sold. Let's talk about these two briefly. The responsibility that these two have on their hands and how they have quietly slipped into the distance during a season where at first they really seemed to want to be in every single shot, doing little documentaries and whatnot. These are the men who have been entrusted with my football club, the future of my football club. And so, you know, we want them to pass the tried and tested methods. We want to trust that they are going to spend the money that they are given wisely. But we also need serious moves made if we are to make headway and close the gap between the rest. And it is with that in mind that this news has been going all over Twitter, social media today going crazy. With important news. Noticia importante. Arsenal, my club, have officially communicated to Atletico de Madrid that they will not, capital letters, it really need us to know not, pay the Thomas Partey clause. There is a clause. Welcome, Gabriel. Thanks for subscribing. Atletico, however, will not negotiate, and Arsenal have officially told them that they will not pay the 50 million clause. Okay, I mean, there's been progress. There has been progress. What's this? This is Here We Go, man. The superpower. Here we go. Thomas Partey update. Arsenal at the moment are still offering 25 million euros plus one player. Atletico are not going to sell Thomas for less than 50 million. And that is obviously the release clause. But Arsenal told Atleti they don't want to pay the whole clause, no agreement. Okay, so basically we know where we stand. Thomas Partey. Oh, an actual target. Clearly Arsenal are interested in getting this done. We have learnt a lot today. We have learnt that Arsenal have had their second bid rejected for Thomas Partey. And Atletico have insisted that they will not sell the Ghanaian crucial boy for less than his 50 million euro release clause, which is 45.5 million pounds. Now, a lot of you are going to be thinking, why won't they just pay the money? Well, I'm going to presume that this is first day of the transfer window and things are just beginning. You don't open with the actual release clause, or at least maybe you do. I think you might actually in Spain have to pay the release clause to force the player out. That's the purpose of a release clause. However, Arsenal are going to be doing due diligence, trying to save every penny that they can, because obviously, you know, we're already short of money, and of course we love saving money. Now, I'm reading here from The Guardian, quoting from The Guardian, which says, a bid of 25 million euros plus a player was rejected a fortnight ago, and it's understood that Arsenal returned with a new offer of the same amount and out-of-favour midfielder Matteo Guendouzi. So Arsenal have offered 25 million euros and Matteo Guendouzi for the services of Thomas Partey. What do we think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. In the chat, Kevin PK, much love, fraudulent gang member, says Thomas Partey having a party. And Max Dunkey doesn't say anything, but he is a certified fraud. I will say one thing. Guendouzi is, as you can see here, supposed to be valued at slightly more than 25 million euros. In fact, not that long ago, he was being talked about as having a valuation of at least 45 million. And I read on a CIS website, or what's it called? I think it's called CIS. It doesn't sound right though. I think it is called CIS, where they valued him as one of the most valuable teenagers in world football and around 70 million euros. That value obviously has fallen, and Arsenal know that he is a problem. And I don't think the club have really handled this very well, if I'm honest. If we're trying to keep the value of the player up, this has not been handled well. His value has fallen, if only because the world now knows that he is a problem. Problematic children, no one wants them, you know. You probably, at one stage in your life, were a problematic child. And I assure you that your parents thought at some stage, God, I wish... I can't say it, but, you know, I just wish. So, is Guendouzi that troublesome one? Does he need to be grounded? He seems to have aspirations of playing at the very top, and you cannot fault the ambition of the child. He's no longer a child, he's 21 years old. You're a young man. Welcome. Guendouzi, 2 assists in his 24 appearances. I'm not sure that many Arsenal fans would be that fussed in leaving or saying goodbye to Guendouzi. However, I'm pretty sure that he will go to the top. He is, in the right system, a very good player, and obviously, you know, has his weaknesses, but is very young and still learning on the job. Okay, I think he was thrust into the midst of Arsenal with too much responsibility, but the upgrade that Arsenal are looking at is impressive. I am impressed with the ambition of the club, or the manager, or whoever it is that's decided that this is the man that we want. That it is 27-year-old Rock, dependable, who has been at the heart of one of the most aggressive, tenacious teams in European football for a minute, and his value itself has fallen. I guess everything has fallen because of the C word, the CV19. That shall not be spoken of for financial purposes. Cringe FC just subscribed. Make sure you are subscribed if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you have thumbs. So that is the Arsenal news. It does say in the Guardian, who have been the ones to report this, that Diego Simeone is desperate to keep Thomas Partey. He's been at the club since 2013 and he's got 2 years left on his current deal. Guendouzi hasn't played for Arsenal since the defeat against Brighton, and that is not going to fix itself. And like I say, I think he's been devalued now that the club have kind of told the world that he is so troublesome. He seems to believe, though, or has been told by an agent, Guendouzi, that he is capable. I'm not going to say it's his agent. I think he believes that he is capable of playing for Barcelona. And if you have gone from playing Ligue 1 football, where I don't think he could get in the team for a minute because of his attitude, to being a starter, a regular starter, in fact, one of the first names on the team sheet under Unai Emery in the Premier League for Arsenal Football Club, your confidence will be through the roof. And then he got the call-up for the French friendly, and was surrounded by genuinely World Cup champions. He was breathing in the same confident air, and that would have been contagious. And in a way, that's a great thing, and someone may buy into that. But I would stress that from a business perspective, Arsenal have done themselves out of quite a lot of money here. However, they may well be being left with no other option. Tom Warwick is back in the chat, and he says, like the video, you frauds. Much love, Tom. Apparently, lots of fraudulent freeloaders don't actually have thumbs. Let's talk about Chelsea for a second, who are closing in on Kai Havertz and step up search for new goalkeeper. Incredible ambition. I guess made quite a lot of money the season before the transfer ban that they haven't yet been able to spend. So there is that. But Chelsea are, much like Manchester City and to a lesser degree Liverpool, a club which have been lucky enough to have owners who have invested and are happy to put their finger into their pocket and pull out their wallet. And yeah, so much like Manchester United, who have ambitions of being back at the top and challenging for the major honours, Chelsea are making big moves, and regardless of the fact that they have Champions League football secured, are apparently looking, and I'm not surprised by this at all, I can't believe it's taken this long, to be honest, to replace Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but personally, I would have got this guy out of the club the second that the saga with Sarri, when he basically said that he wasn't going to come off. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I've never seen it. All levels of football, right? All levels, from under 8s through under 19, all the way to the top of the game. I've never seen the player tell the manager what's going on. Not only refusing to obey his superiors, the authorities' command, but also, buying his way out of that, surviving that, seeing the manager leaving and kind of winning the battle. Frank Lampard had to put him in his place by replacing him for the last game of the season when such a lot was at stake. Willy Caballero coming in, and did he keep a clean sheet? I think he may have kept a clean sheet. He's about 37 though, and they're not gonna be able to entrust him with much more time, simply because I think he's a great cup keeper. Maybe I don't actually think he's a great keeper. No, that's a lie. He's great at penalties, isn't he? That's his thing. Regardless, they're going to need a new keeper, and apparently they are willing to splash the cash on none other than Jan Oblak, which is ridiculous, really, and shows the levels of ambition. Don't ever let this is in particular to Arsenal fans, but I guess it applies to Tottenham fans. It applies to a lot of clubs, but especially Arsenal. Don't get out your how can I say this? Don't get too gassed, okay? Because there are so many pieces to the puzzle that Arsenal, for example, need, and they're expensive pieces, or they are sort of expensive pieces that then take years to become expensive pieces, but they're expensive on the way there because of the amount of time and money you got to invest in coaching and just looking after them like kids. This is the quick fix, and it is the only answer really now to, increasing the probability that you're going to be there or thereabouts in football these days. In elite sport in general, you've just got to back it financially, and if you don't, then you will get left behind. And whilst Arsenal have spent money, they've not spent it very well. That much is quite clear to see. And they've had themselves kind of tied by contractual situations that are leaving them in situations where they're going to have to go backwards, while other clubs around them who are already ahead are taking steps to solidify that position at the top. And that is where Chelsea are at the moment. Kai Havertz, we're talking about one of the most exciting young talents in German football. It's quite clear from this article, at least, that he's told Bayer Leverkusen he wants to join Chelsea. Leroy Sané apparently came out and said, accidentally, that Chelsea had signed 2 German players already. And I'm sure that he knows what's going on. So, this one, he's saying... Are you saying they're going to be in the mix next season, Chelsea? Or it has to be there or thereabouts? They really do have to be kind of talking challenging with the investment they're getting. We're talking Timo Werner, that's a 50 million. You got Hakim Ziyech, that's a 30 odd million. I didn't realise he was 27, but still top quality. We're talking real improvement in a lot of positions, and an over-reliance on youth or players that they didn't really want to be playing is going to be gone. Leverkusen previously asking for as much as 90 million euros. Chelsea going big. And on the flip side, just again to kind of bring the pecking order back into perspective, Willian, Chelsea's ageing Brazilian winger, who would still probably be the best winger at the Arsenal, maybe second best, I don't know, does look like he is either going to be, I mean, I've seen both reports today, going to be signing a new contract, and he certainly looks to have been playing to be, angling for a new contract or a move away. A bit of top form towards the end of the season with Willian. Is he going to end up at Arsenal? We had a transfer confirmed earlier this morning. Adam Lallana moving to Brighton and Hove Albion, who've made some smart deals. I quite like Potter. I'm not sure I'm as keen as like a Hassan Hutel, but I do like what he's done. You kind of were forced to respect him by the fact that Ostersons were successful against Arsenal with what they had at their disposal. I think this could be another clever one. He's obviously very experienced. He's still got something to offer for sure, and he will improve their team. So it's a win-win. Bougalui FC says, "Hey, you love the content. Stumbled across some news saying Barcelona and Arsenal wanted to swap Coutinho and Guendouzi. We will get to the Coutinho news. And that is, I guess, because of these two. And the relationship that Raul seems to have with a certain agent. I think you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, Lallana, let me know your thoughts. It's something that I think Liverpool have been kind of talking about for quite some time, the fact that Lallana's going. It's been an accepted thing. And here we go. I like the new kit. I'm not going to lie. I do like that. I do like that. What have we got here? Oh, we got more Fabrizio. Okay. Again, personal terms agreed with Havertz. Kai is waiting. I mean, that looks like it's going to happen, basically, right? Here we go. As preempted by Bougaoui. Have I said that right? I think I said that right. Let me just check. What's your name again? Bougaoui FC. Yes, thanks so much, mate. You're an absolute legend. We have got news about a certain Brazilian who is a controversial, polarizing figure, I'm not going to lie. He's been quite an expensive and I guess well-travelled player now. An incredible transfer from Inter Milan to Liverpool. A huge risk that they took. Well, no, actually, not a huge risk, but a risk that they took. I think £11 million or something. And turned into the most sensational deal. Barcelona buying into the dream, the illusion of Coutinho, I think is quite strong. Over 100 million, I believe. And I guess that is because they had a lot of money to play with. Let's not forget, Dembele happened about the same time, didn't it? This is Neymar money. I was always under the understanding that he was great friends with Neymar and was going to end up playing with him at some stage. So I can still see that happening. Maybe PSG is a possibility, but in terms of the likelihood of him coming back to the Premier League, there are apparently, as we can see in Sport, 3 clubs in the Premier League who are interested. Arsenal, Leicester City and Tottenham all up for bringing Coutinho back to the Premier League. I think he's not a bad player. I think he was slightly overrated by many. However, he is capable of incredible things. And Arsenal could certainly do with a creative midfielder, that much is for sure. He's going to be expensive. And if it does happen, again, I will question what is going on at Arsenal Football Club, if only because of the links between Raul Sanllehi and Coutinho's agent. I think I've got... We can have a look at him up here. Let's just have a look at him. Coutinho's agent is... I think it's the same guy as Willian's agent. I'm almost certain Sports Invest UK are apparently the representatives. And as you can see, Coutinho is on the same client-based list as Willian and Kurzawa, who was recently linked to Arsenal as well, but has, I think, penned a new 3-year contract at PSG. Andreas Pereira, mate. Yeah, I've got little faith. However, the links with Thomas Partey and the problems that Arsenal are having with Guendouzi would suggest that something could be happening with Coutinho as well. Maybe there's a make-weight deal that they can offer. Player plus cash. Maybe Coutinho ends up being a loan deal. It's much more realistic for Arsenal, I think, to offer, you know, a certain amount of millions, however many millions it is these days for a loan. Seems to be getting more all the time. But those deals do seem to be more common. He is on one himself now, isn't he? So, yeah, he's on a lot of wages. I don't know if I can see what his money is here. No, I don't think I can. Bayern Munich paying £7.6 million loan fee. 130 million. It's incredible how Liverpool did that. I mean, that is some of the best business. That's got to be the best, biggest profit margin ever, surely. 11.7 million into 130.5 million. Wow. And that is just transformative. You can imagine what you can do with that. What, you can buy a Van Dijk and a someone else with it, and another top class player. And also be able to say, the net spend, net spend looks great. It's fantastic. However, let's go to the super chats. We've got BMTV saying Chelsea with Oblak, Havertz and new signings win the Champions League. Blimey, the gas is real. I mean, let's give it a minute. It's a new season. It's a fresh start. I think you'll find if you study the Premier League table with Bournemouth, AFC Bournemouth gone. I need you to like the video if your club is top of the league. Incredible scenes. Undefeated this season. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't even know about last season. You live in the past. I live in the present. Don't miss the moment. Coutinho then. We've done that. So what do we think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new. Coutinho, bound to happen, isn't it? I mean, he's bound to come back to the Premier League. But someone who could be leaving the Premier League is where we're going to return our attention next. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Here you can see him doing his little overhead kicky thing. It was kind of a fallback and just, I mean, top class. He made it look very easy. And he has done since he come to the Premier League. 22 goals this season to add to the 22 that he scored last season when he shared the Golden Boot. In fact, I don't think he scored less than 20 goals for like 6 years, maybe 7 years. How much longer he's going to be at Arsenal, we don't know. That is the truth of the matter. I have been given a little bit of hope by what people have been saying. I do like the allure that London offers, and I think there is some security in that. And the wages that Arsenal are going to be offering these players, make no mistake. That's why I think a lot of players come to the club and they just think, I've made it. We're in London, big wages, get a big house. Let's live. Whereas what you want is the hunger to improve your situation. However, Aubameyang is going to need something creative to work with, isn't he? We've seen the likes of Nicola Pepe and Lacazette and Aubameyang all on the pitch at the same time. And if Arsenal have scored, 56 goals this season, Aubameyang scoring 22 of them is actually unacceptable. 22 goals in a team that come 8th is, what would he get at City? What would he get? Let me know your thoughts. I want to know numbers. Let's see some numbers. Aubameyang at Manchester City with a Kevin De Bruyne whipping it in with the strawberry cream whip delivery. As soon as he gets the ball, he doesn't think about it. It's just bang into the danger zone. And Aubameyang's movement it's superhuman. He can be in 3 places by the time the defender's worked out the first one. I think a lot of people confused him as a tap-in merchant. He's a sensational striker capable of scoring all sorts of goals. Purdy is saying 35 goals. South London's Finest saying 30. A lot of people saying 30 plus, which means we're looking at world-class ability. The speed of the Premier League. I mean, if you put this boy in Serie A, for example, he might get 40. He actually might get 40. The pace of the Premier League is phenomenal. I think you lose a lot of that if you don't go to the game live. You lose the effect of how it just doesn't stop as well, unless the ball's out of play, of course, which it is for about a third of the game. You should bear that in mind as well. But anyway, he has done a post, his father has done a post on Instagram. This is from Aubameyang Papa, who says, I'm going to read this out now. I'm just going to move you guys over here as well. Is that okay? There we go. Thanks for subscribing, Carl B. And all the new subscribers. Welcome to the Fraud Gang, Gang, Gang. My son, he says. My son. Who wouldn't be proud to have a son like you? I mean, that in itself, it brings a tear to my eye. The love that we're seeing here. Look, hearts. Red hearts. Pure love. Bravo, bravo, bravo. How could you not be proud? Imagine if your son was a Aubameyang. I don't want to hear any comments from any dads. Yeah? My son is, wow. I mean, that is incredible. Well done to Papa Aubameyang, because you did well. You did a good job. Jeez, you did a real good job. He seems to be a really nice guy as well, and I think that's important. Anyway, you really are a scorer. He sure is. He sure is. Get your flame emojis out. Every season, you always respond with your efficiency. Last season, 22 goals. This season, 22 goals. I can only congratulate you and tell you once again my pride. For the rest of your career, we have to make the right decision. Okay, this is where it's getting serious now. We're talking business, okay? Pops is getting involved. He's just letting his son know that it's very important what you do next. It speaks a lot in the press. I'm not sure who it is or whether he means that the press speak a lot. I guess that's what he's saying. They don't know that we are Bantu. And we are Bantu. I guess that's his people, right? His heritage. I think Bantu actually means people. So I guess they don't know that we're, us. They don't know who we are, yeah? Or where we come from. And that he there is a hierarchy. The decision is made after the advice of the wise man who is your father. Okay, right. Is he basically saying, listen, I'm your dad, this is what's going on? Or is he saying, we've got to respect the elders of the Bantu, people, and wait for their advice? I'm not sure. It's pretty cryptic, but then I might be not reading it properly. However, he says, we will be set very soon. Jeez, it's going down in the Aubameyang household. Oh, they're going to be set soon. Imagine they're not set yet. What do you mean soon? Oh, leave it out. You definitely got a couple mil signing on fee when you play for Arsenal. You got a 2-point-something Champions League bonus when we qualify for Europa League. So I don't know what that's all about. You're getting bonuses per goals you score, and you're scoring a lot of goals. You're costing the club a lot of money already, mate. Anyhow, we will be set very soon. Sleep quiet, my son. Your father watches for the grains. Your father's got his eyes on everyone. Jeez, look at the hearts. Count the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 hearts. There is real love. And he's not going to let anything bad happen. So they will be making the decision that is best for them. Whether that's Arsenal or not remains to be seen. Let me know your thoughts. Will he stay? Will he go? Should he stay? Be honest. What would you do? Would you see Arsenal as the place where you could achieve success? Are you going to be lifting trophies there anytime soon? Oh, mate, you got a chance on the final on Sunday. The worst thing, right, would be if we lose there and he is involved in the fraudulent failure and then he fucks off. It's going to get emotional. It is emotional times for Crystal Palace right now, who are about to see their star man leave. Wilfried Zaha so set on leaving, says Crystal Palace manager Roy Hodgson. 27-year-old Ivory Coast international, linked with Arsenal and Everton moves last year. There was that period of time where it looked like the £72 million that Arsenal spent on Nicola Pepe was going to end up going to Palace on Zaha. I think he was, pictured in an Arsenal shirt when he was a kid. He's a London boy, or at least I think he came through the Crystal Palace ranks, didn't he? So it's definitely sellable. If Arsenal were to pull off a Wilfie, mate, I would be very excited. But I don't think that's a top priority. There are plenty of people who would have preferred Zaha. However, £40 million is a great reduction on the 80 odd million pounds that Arsenal were being quoted. And you've got to think that a player who is 27 with his ability and now his experience of not only playing for Manchester United but for carrying Crystal Palace as much as anything on his back for quite some time, that he has got aspirations of playing at the very highest level. And the very highest level is not something that Arsenal Football Club are involved in. Okay? So let's just come off that for a minute. Wilfried Zaha, where will he end up? It's going to be someone that's either really pushing for Europe or is already there. That's a big deal, especially in the times that we find ourselves in right now, because Corona is a thing. Please. I mean, I didn't say that. YouTube, forget that. It's CV19 is a thing that has affected the economy so badly that I'm surprised that any transfers are happening. I'll be honest. I don't quite understand how football clubs have been able to ask players to take salary cuts, have been able to save money on, a whole bunch of things like insurance for match days will be immense savings. Never mind staff and whatnot. Yes, they lose out on the money that they've made there, but they're still making money off merchandise and, I do wonder sometimes how clubs have been able to so quickly start splashing the cash, but then plenty are not letting anything go to waste. And we've got TV money coming out of their ears right now. So Crystal Palace, though, look resigned to losing Wilfried Zaha. Manchester City, they love a player that can go past a man, don't they? I can't see a return to Manchester United, unfortunately. But that is going to be sorted pretty soon. This is a little bit of a quick one I just wanted to touch on. Barcelona's Artur he's not appeared. He actually says he does not appear. He's an invisible man. And he's told Barcelona, he's declared himself in absentia, which basically is saying, like, I'm not coming back, right? I'm not sure about this. I thought it was a done deal already, him moving. I'm not sure about the audacity of footballers these days, but I do remember some time ago listening to Wenger talk about player power. And if you ever needed any more proof, you've only got to look at the Mesut Ozil situation or the Alexis Sanchez situation at various clubs now, and it looks like we've got another one here, another fraud. I'm not going to do that. That's copyright, so we will move on. Never in a million years did Jamie Vardy think that he'd be winning a Premier League winner's medal, let alone a golden boot. Let's talk about this man who I have been saying, I've got to say, if you're new to the stream, can you do me the honour? Raising your thumb and clicking like on the video. Subscribe as well. We're doing daily content. Football talk. We're going to be moving on from football talk for a couple of days as well, because as we will need to have daily content out. There isn't football every day, but we will be touching on other stuff. If you've got any suggestions or you want to do a Q&A or whatever it is, just leave those in the comment section below. But this man here, we have been saying for quite some time, is the best English striker in the country. And yet again, he has proved himself to be statistically on top of the rest. 33 years old, I do believe. James Vardy. When are we going to see the film? It's a sensational story from non-league football to the very top, lifting the Premier League trophy, playing Champions League football at Leicester City. And yet again, he has finished on top, picking up the golden boot with 23, I believe, goals. He says, if this proves anything, it shows you should never, ever give up on your dreams, no matter how crazy they may seem. how much longer can he go on this diet of full English breakfasts and 6 Red Bulls with a pound of snuff? It's quite sensational how he's not really lost any of his pace. He does seem to be a much more intelligent player even than he was a few years ago, though. I have to admit that there's a lot to his game. It's not just speed and finishing. He's become a pass master in some ways. He reads the game brilliantly. His movement is second to none. And he could have a lot more goals if he was at a bigger club. I hate to say it like that, but that is a fact. Martial is working out very nicely, but Manchester United could have swooped and done a lot worse. Leicester, though, is where his icon status is solidified. If there isn't a statue, there should be, really. And there will be, I'm sure. I'm not sure if there is, but never in a million years did he think that he'd win a Premier League winner's medal, let alone the Golden Boot. 33 years old. Aubameyang is 31, I believe. The 30s, the prime. So my time at the club comes to an end. We've got Jan Vertonghen here. Listen, there's plenty of super chats coming in. Okay, love to your mothers. Let's do this. Tom Lee Powell says, much love, much love, much love. What do you reckon of Everton's future with Ancelotti? I mean, I'll give you a quick one. Ancelotti that's just part of the puzzle, isn't it? What you've got is a guy in Moshiri who wants to get to the top. So I guess they keep trying, and you got to hope that it works before they give up. I'm begging for Wi-Fi, says Mr. Fraud. POV on us missing out on Euro 2021. Are we talking about Europa League? I mean, basically it's like this with Arsenal. If they lose the FA Cup, then they don't get into Europe, as far as I'm aware. And that, to me, wouldn't be a bad thing. I think a year off would be good. Focus on the league. However, I really would like to win that game because, a Giroud winner in the cup final would actually just tip me over the edge. Anyhow, we will talk about Tottenham here. It is Jan Vertonghen's end. The end to Jan Vertonghen's time at Tottenham. What do we think? What's the next move? I actually don't know what the next move is, if I'm totally honest. But I saw that this was there. He's taken them as far as they've got. And that is really as far as they've got, I guess. So, are people sad to see him go? Some unbelievable memories, he says, but now it's time to say goodbye. And as per usual, Fenerbahce fans in the comments, you got to love social media. The football fans are alive and kicking. And if you ever are close to the end of your contract or just a half-decent player, there is almost certainly a Fenerbahce fan in your comments. It's time for a new challenge in a new country, huh, bro? Yeah, so I thought I'd touch on that anyway. Another defender who's leaving Premier League is Dejan Lovren, going to Zenit St. Petersburg for, I think, about £10.5 million. A 6-year spell with the Reds comes to a close. He made 185 appearances after the move from Southampton and scored 8 goals. It became a bit of a meme, really, didn't he? However, he did take Croatia to a World Cup final. And I think, well, he took Liverpool quite far as well. It's a bit disrespectful to discredit him or his achievements at Liverpool. He's been part of that success as well. So another one lost. I wonder who. I guess Gomez is the one. Who else is there? Did Liverpool sign another centre-back? There have been rumours that they're after Koulibaly, but there have been rumours all day, sensational ones coming in left, right and centre, including Jadon Sancho, who German paper Builder tried to make the claim that Manchester United had made a substantial bid for the English winger, who is an actual baller, a true Ballers FC squadron leader of the future, of the now, really. I'm not one of these people who looks at players and goes, oh, he's going to be world class. That is world class. You've got to spot world class through potential, not when they do it. I'm not impressed if you tell me that Sane, when he's lifting the Premier League trophy, is world class. We wanted to know where your vision was. Where was the vision? See between the lines. We know Jadon Sancho's a true baller. He will make any team that he goes to better. But the money that they're talking and apparently willing to hold out for is over £100 million. Now, I'm under the impression, or I was under the impression, that Manchester United made it clear they weren't going to bid more than £50 million. But I think that's gone out the window now. However, the reports of said bid have been rubbished by Telegraph Ducker, James Ducker, who said that United haven't bid £89 million for Sancho and there's not been formal contact with Borussia Dortmund yet. Get back in your boxes. Hashtag MUFC. Yeah? You got to love these in the know tweets. I mean, I actually don't know who's in the know because those who are in the know don't really say anything. Because if you do, you lose your contacts. That's generally how it works. You wouldn't be trusted with the information if you got a loose lips. These are the facts. And you will see a lot of journalists just fishing in the dark. I speak from experience. I've worked at Channel 4 News. I've worked at Talk Sport. I've worked at various places. MLS. Football is full of journalists who are trying to create a story where often there isn't one. And narratives are strong, agendas are strong, and sometimes they're sent down the garden path by the clubs themselves who wish to leak information because these are business deals where millions of pounds is at stake and we can't be wasting money on all fucking clicks for your paper, basically. Occasionally, though, you do extract useful bits of information out of players, managers. Managers is where we're going next. Jurgen Klopp winning the LMA Manager of the Year. I don't think any surprises there, but I'm disappointed. I really would have liked to see Chris Wilder get this. I'm not going to lie. I think that they shocked the Premier League. He's the most impressive. Well, I mean, it's debatable. Is Klopp or Wilder, really, for me? I think they really got a knock against... Who was it against? Was it against Aston Villa when they had the goal disallowed? Clearly over the line. And that must have knocked the confidence, especially in the lineup, to a game against Manchester United. If they'd gone into that feeling on top of the world, they would have been competing with Manchester United, level on points, and I'm just broken for the lad that he's not been given this. But then again, congratulations, obviously due to Jurgen Klopp. Sensational scenes and 19 league titles, just the one Premier League, joining the likes of Leicester City, Blackburn Rovers, with the one Premier League. You're going to have to repeat that success for... No, they're not. For a legacy. I think this legacy... it's not really a legacy. It's more of a... It's a battle, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah. The competition is still strong. Manchester City will be back. Arsenal are top of the table. You never know. We might do a Leicester. What's this? Leeds... Is he on the loo? We can't watch that. No, this is PG family stuff. He's always on a bucket, but you don't know which way the bucket's turned this time, so... I'm just going to not click that. It does say, though, Leeds United boss Marcelo Bielsa has been crowned Sky Bet Championship Manager of the Year. I don't think any surprise in that one, although Slaven Bilic was probably in the running. I'm not sure on the point in this. They're just giving it to the winners of the trophy. Is that it? Is that how it works? Maybe it's harsh not to give it to the winners of the trophy. Anyway, one more footballing story before I go to the questions and comments. If you do want any questions read out or anything like that, now is your chance. We'll be heading over to that in a second. But one of the problems that we see in football these days, or at least is a problem that I've got with football, is that countries are taking over clubs. And football is now subject to a dangerous realm where powerful oligarchs and now royal families are partnering up with football clubs and potentially, doing all sorts of stuff that we just won't know about, or we won't ever be able to really challenge. And we've seen that with Manchester City, the way that they have scared the governing body of football. The actual governing body of football is shook to go to court with Manchester City. They don't want to drag it out because they have got the money to make it go on forever. And I think he's been quoted as saying that he would happily go to court for 10 to 20 years just to kind of piss them off at the audacity of challenging them. Because who are you to challenge money? Don't ever think that you can challenge money. Oh, wow. Money, the root. It's quite frightening. The power that these clubs are going to have, if anything, because we're more likely to see clubs now deciding that they don't have to listen to the rules, or that it's worth going the extra mile and doing whatever, and then going to court and just seeing that out. Or we could well move into a situation where the most powerful clubs will get tired of being told no and will form a breakaway league. That is probably the most likely of all situations, because who are you to tell me how much of my own money that I have earned that I can spend? That much seems quite logical, that argument, actually, and I think you could debate it for quite a while. There's also an argument to say that things like financial fair play have been brought in specifically to keep certain clubs at the top. And it's very difficult to break into that stranglehold. However, breaking in is what the Kingdom of Bahrain are going to be doing, because they have entered as strategic partners with Paris FC, who are one of, I guess, 3 big clubs in Paris. Maybe. Yeah, you got Red Star and you've got Paris FC. Obviously, you've got PSG. Red Star, I think, are actually the second oldest team in the league after, not in the league, in France, after Le Havre. I'm pretty sure about that, actually. And there is history here anyway. There's a bit of history. So we're buying into potential. We could see these guys turning up in major competition soon. And a rivalry between PSG and Paris FC. Would it be PSG against PFC? Does seem quite likely. The Kingdom of Bahrain have bought 20% of the company. I'll just read this to you. The operation was carried out through a capital increase to strengthen the club's equity, allowing the sovereign fund to hold 20% of the company. Now, the main shareholder has still got a stake of 77%, but this money is going to mean that they're going to be able to emblazon the kits with the sponsor, promote Bahrain, and I guess help the club to move into a position where they're playing football under more eyes, under the watch of more eyes. TV money is everything, so that is going to be interesting to see the rise of Paris FC. Saying that they're going to continue to bring in young talents from the region, but that through this strategic partnership, they're now part of a new dimension. And it is interesting, isn't it? I think everyone really hopes that their club is taken over by someone who really will just splash the cash. The thing is, There are some questionable characters behind these moves, and they need to be tested, questioned, or you leave your club in potentially perilous danger. Perilous danger! What these two are going to be in if they don't get the summer window right. Oh, the drama and emotion we're going to see on this channel if these boys pull it off. Thomas Partey to the Arse. Is that a possibility? Let's go to the comments and questions, see how you're doing. Chris Segura. Where are you, mate? Where are you gone? You've disappeared on me. Chris Segura. Do you think it's a strong possibility? What's going on here, mate? What's going on here? That Barcelona could drop from its high stature with how shocking it's being managed, and Messi possibly leaving. Yes. It's very difficult to replace. I think Barcelona's... How do I say this without offending anyone? I think the products of La Masia are a bit of a myth, if I'm honest. And whilst they have built one of the most successful sides of all time, arguably the best football team of all time, they have been using the same players for quite some time as well. And they don't really trust the new ones that they've brought in. I think the transfer of Lionel Messi, though, is a little bit far-fetched. I know he's coming to the end of his career, but if you've been to Barcelona, you see it's like a shrine to Messi. They've got like a Messi museum. So it's probably a new contract he wants or something like that. And he probably wants to be on top. It can't be fun being the best and not winning. Cristiano Ronaldo picking up Juventus's 9th Serie A title, ninth consecutive Serie A title. He's a winner. He's gone and got the job done. Real Madrid still getting the job done without him. Is it a possibility? Anything's possible. Yeah, there we go. Much love to all the people in the chat. Thank you for joining me. We are, as many of you know, doing these daily videos. If you have got any ideas for what you want done, we can get busy with that. I have got one in particular here, which my fraudulent friend DJ has put together. It is an Arsenal tier list maker. We're going to be sorting out the men from the boys, who we should be selling if a decent bid comes in, and who is a massive fraud and has to go. That is one of the videos that I'm going to be doing very shortly. Anyhow, Connor O'Neill, you're a massive fraud. Cheers for joining us. Khalid says, we're a joke man club. What have we become? Spider says, who should partner Saliba? I mean, whoever's fit, because half of them have got their legs broken half the time, haven't they? Mohammed Ahmad says, make a subreddit. We've got a Discord, the link to which is in the description. And if it isn't, then one of the mods can put that in there. Maybe Pablo can copy that across. Fraudulent friend. Elliot Roberts says, I love that idea. Joe Brown wants some fraud scene investigation. Aidan says, do a Premier League tier list as well. Arsenal filmed a high budget video outside the Emirates next to the Omri statue, number 14 contract announcement. Okay, yes, I saw that. White smoke. I did actually see that. It did look like there was some filming going on at the Emirates today. Aubameyang and his contract is what people have been guessing that is going on here. We just have a quick look. You can see camera crew down here. We've got another picture as well. And they are filming specifically around the Henry statue. Obviously, he's got the 14 on his back. Maybe. I mean, this is clutching. This is the type of thing that fans do. They look at the likes that players have clicked on Instagram and convince themselves that because they like the picture, that is what, or they support the message, or that is what they're thinking, you know. Not that they're just scrolling through and just liking pics, or that, you know. However, that is a big camera crew. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 people. I mean, that's ridiculous. What is this? If we are getting 16 people to film a social media announcement video for Aubameyang's contract, then we are doing this thing wrong. We have no money to spend on players. How much is this costing? All of these guys are getting at least a couple of £100. Come on, mate. That's thousands. Is it one day shoot? For a tweet? Just take a picture with him signing the thing in the normal way, with Arteta giving him a hug, whispering in his ear, I told you to stay. We will win. I will sign top players. Put your arm around him. I hope that is not what I think. I don't want to see a jazzed up video. I mean, I do if it involves the contract, but I don't. Do you know what I mean? Come on, mate. Maybe it's an Henry documentary. A music video, who knows? However, the home shirt kit shoot was apparently in January, so it's not likely to be shirt related. Thanks to Rob Hull, 83, for that priceless bit of exclusivity. CC Tripp says nothing, but he is a massive fraud, so I want to send some love to CC. Red Nomnus says, thoughts on the Wigan situation? It's dodgy. There is a fraud scene investigation in the works. My boy Blue says, hey Hugh, what do you think of the new crop of US players like Pulisic, McKennie, Dest, Adams, Weah, Sargent, Pomical? I mean, you're naming all the best ones, mate. What about the other ones? What about Matt Miazga? Where's he gone? No, I like a couple of the players that you've talked about. I'd love George Weah's son to be a superstar. That would be the confirmation of my age. Pulisic looks like a great player. It's exciting. Yes. Cece, you haven't said anything. You're a massive, massive fraud. Gunnarsson says, will Pepe be any good next season? That's a bit. There's no need to get like that. Do you know what I mean? Pepe is good now. It's funny, isn't it? 37 goals he scored last season. I know a lot of them are penalties, but incidentally, should we talk about Bruno Fernandes? Should we talk about Bruno? He's been making the headlines. Bruno Fernandes. What are your thoughts on the man? The impact that he's made? He has taken them. I mean, he's been part of taking them, but a large part of taking them to Champions League football, hasn't he? And he has been setting records on his way as well. We are led to believe that he is the transformative piece of the jigsaw. He does like a penalty, though, doesn't he? There's nothing wrong with that. He's finishing them. I watched a video today is all, right? And I thought, oh, those stats are incredible. What is it? He's broken a record of how many goal contributions a player has made since January as a new signing in the Premier League, right? So that in itself is impressive. But they're calling him world class. And I don't know. I think De Bruyne is world class. I think Bruno is just a level under that, personally. I'm looking at the difference in assists. And this is not to knock what he's achieved already at United. But I'm looking at the quality of the assists, and when you look at the assists, and I want you to look for yourself to make your own mind up. Don't just go off what I'm saying or what everyone else is saying or what you think. I want you to look. Not now, after you've liked the video, obviously. Okay, sweet. A lot of the passes that end up getting him these assists are actually finished by these incredible moves from the likes of Rashford, Martial. I think Martial, he scored a couple of incredible goals that are all him. And the ball has just been kind of laid off 2 yards from Bruno. Now, that's not, again, to take anything away from the ones that have been brilliant. Like he did one for Mason Greenwood, where I was impressed, but it was a kind of a sideways pass. Now, anyhow, I would love to know your thoughts. Is he on De Bruyne's level? Is he going to need some time to adjust to the Premier League as De Bruyne himself did? Is he the finished article? He's a player that makes things happen, that's for sure. Is he the best player at Manchester United? Well, I'm interested to know your thoughts. Très intéressant. Quite a few penalties though in his goal tally, isn't there? I think it's 8 goals and 7 assists. He is someone who in Portugal, I just noticed that he just used to shoot from everywhere, and he seems to have toned that down. And I think, yeah, I think he's a top player. I do think he's a top player. I think he's definitely improved them. They clearly have like a trust in him as well, because they've seen how good he can be and the difference that he's made. And, you know, you can't knock that. However, for impact, I would say that Cisse probably had more impact at Newcastle. Yeah, come in, 12 games in 12 goals in 12 games, scoring some of the best goals the Premier League's ever seen, and none of those 12 goals were penalties. Yes, it's not quite the same amount of goal contributions, but I just don't want to get carried away with this recency bias. And I think that he still has a little bit to prove. Okay? It's too early to tell whether this guy is as good as people think he is, or as people want you to think he is. However, he's got Champions League football coming up, and we're bound to find out. That has got to be exciting, even for the neutral, even for the man who is on Thursday night going to be occupied. I'm looking forward to Champions League draws. Pretending I'm involved. Gotta love it. Which team will you support in the Champions League? Incredible. Which team will you follow in the Champions League? I'm following Bayern Munich. Serge Gnabry, my boy. My boy is doing bits. It's incredible. 7-2. Yeah, stir it up. Stir it up, baby. Show us what you got. £4.5 million my club sold him for. £4.5 million. Incredible. 4.5 million. What is he worth? I need to know the value of this boy. £64.8 million. Oh, wow. £4.5 million. Yeah. So, do we have much faith with Arsenal in the transfer market? No, is the answer. However, main story of the day. Thomas Partey is the player we're going in for. We're not messing... Well, we are messing around. That's the story, isn't it, really? 25 million euros. Plus Guendouzi. Take it or leave it, because we're not paying the full release clause. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new. And drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. I will go through some more comments. We sold Iwobi for 40 million. That's a great point. That's great business from Arsenal Football Club. Drink to it. We also let Alexis Sanchez go for... I don't really want to talk about that. We also let Aaron Ramsey go for free, but we don't want to talk about that. We let our best players go on a consistent basis, and I will not have any fraudulent dons from the chat telling me that Arsenal Football Club are good at conducting transfer business, because that is a fallacy. It's an illusion. That is delusional commentary. That's what that is. £72 million for Pepe is not looking like a great deal. £72 million is the kind of money that you pay for a player who is going to get you Champions League football. That is the kind of player that £72 million should get you. Has he done that yet? Is it a work in progress? Is it a project? What is it? Could that money have been spent in other ways? I don't want to hear your answer, because I don't care what your answer is, but it is mine. They didn't make it. They've come 8th. They've scored less goals than they have since the 60s in a season. This has been the most disgracefully fraudulent season I've ever seen from my football club. And the business that they've conducted has been a great part of it. Make no mistake about it. Letting the likes of Olivier Giroud go, Aaron Ramsey go, Ozil sitting there, Alexis flying from club to club, Koscielny, your best defender, going, etc., 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 etc. All right? I don't want to hear it. Genuinely embarrassing fraudulence from certain dons in the chat. However, it is a new window and a new day, and there is hope. There is hope that Arsenal can turn around their fortunes. In fact, FA Cup, yeah? We'll see. We will see. So it's up to you. It is up to them. This is no more, okay? This is something that we can put behind us. This was great. I'm really glad that everyone enjoyed it. It's beautiful. I had fun too. Oh, there we are. Finally popped up. You scroll down long enough, you find us. Let's have a look. Oh, look at these names. All-time Premier League player stats. Look at these greats. Most appearances, Ray Parlour, David Seaman, Dennis Bergkamp, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry. Oh, Cesc Fabregas, Mesut Ozil and Bergkamp. Mesut Ozil in there. He's crept up there, hasn't he? 54 assists. He's not bad. He's not bad, especially seeing as he doesn't play football anymore. Yeah. Olivier Giroud is on this list. The Nemesis. The beautiful, chiseled but potholed face with strong, man-like, masculine features. This alpha male is capable of really putting the sword to Arsenal. I hope this isn't going to happen, but it is almost writing itself. I'm worried, and there is a big responsibility on Mr. Overhead Kick. I like a diamond necklace. Where is he? And scored 22 goals a season. Aubameyang, wherever he's gone. And Lacazette, I should say. And Pepe. All of these forwards who cost millions of pounds and forced him out of the club. They've got a responsibility to put this to bed. We need this trophy much more than they do. Yeah. The future of the club may depend on this. His goal record is improving. He's aging, maturing like a fine wine. 8 goals in 18 appearances, where last season it was 2 goals in 27 appearances. But it's not goals that Olivier Giroud should be worried about, and it's not goals that necessarily I'm worried about him scoring against Arsenal, even though he did in the Europa League final. It's actually the creativity, the ability to take two men away from another and free up space. His touch is actually angelic at times, and he has mastered now, I think, the art of being that wall that people can play in and around. Whereas at Arsenal, he still thought that he was, he just thought he was something he wasn't. However, since he's left Arsenal, he's won himself an FA Cup. He's won himself a World Cup. He's won himself a Europa League trophy. He might have won himself something else, but I don't know. He's winning himself a fair few trophies. And he's making it look like he made the right decision, at least for himself. He's got Champions League football if Chelsea are going to keep hold of him, and I don't see why they wouldn't. What harm can it be as an option? Maybe that doesn't please everyone. Maybe he's not as shiny and fresh a name as people want, but he's a World Cup winner. Played every game for France at the World Cup for a reason. It can work in the right system. Will he be the reason that Arsenal are left in the mud? No, because Arsenal are in the mud already. But, he could actually put us in the quicksand where it is... You're not getting out of the quicksand, yeah? Okay. Right, what we got here then? Giroud had a bad spell at Arsenal, didn't really fit in the system. Don't regret selling him, saying that he'll score against us, says Hector. Enzima, you're about an hour late for the Kai Havertz news. Pablo says no. Pablo, you massive fraud, says Harry. Anonymous says, will England win a trophy or will Arsenal win the league first? Oh, I think you need to add a third option of will I see either of those things happen before I vacate the premises. Here we go. Noah Berman says, can we have the Ozil conversation? What happened? Where did it go wrong? Why does each manager insist on sitting him? Surely it's more than attitude. We are doing a Mesut Ozil video live and exclusive. We will be doing a chat, just a focused Mesut Ozil chat. We want to get some eyes and ears on that. If you do have any other topics that you want discussed, please leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. Much love to everyone who's joined me. Well, us. We are one. We are a family. And I hope that you're enjoying the content that you're seeing on the channel. We're back on a regular basis. Like I say, daily vids. And even though the season is over, it's not over. It's just beginning. It's only just begun. Yeah? Okay. What? Right. Yes, indeed. We will have that Ozil conversation anyway, though, mate. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. I appreciate all the support on the videos. If you have just joined us, we've talked about all the transfer activity that's been going on. I mean, pretty much all the big stories from Coutinho to Kai Havertz, Aubameyang, my boy, my fraudulent Don. What his future holds for Zaha, Jamie Vardy's success, Yang Vertonghen saying goodbye, Serge Gnabry being a £4 million man into a £60 million man, Liverpool getting £10 million for Dejan Lovren, Jadon Sancho perhaps on his way to the Premier League and Manchester United in particular. Surely time will tell, although apparently it won't, according to journalists. Klopp, manager of the year in the Prem, and Bielsa, manager of the year in the Championship. That is about all that we've got. So, we've got a couple more questions in the chat. Dramatic12, much love. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. He says, fraud gang, gang, gang in the building. Hugh, much love. Right back at you, mate. Right back at you. And Kurd Set says, do you think Sancho will make an impact in the Prem if he does join United? 100%. This is top-class baller, mate. True Ballers FC Squadron, they're the real deal. And they show up eventually, proving themselves at the very top, much like Mr. Serge Gnabry is doing right now with Bayern Munich. Listen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Go and get some dinner. It is 1 a.m. And we will talk about, what's this one say? What's my opinion on pineapple on pizza? Ooh, that one I will save for a Q&A, okay? Pineapple on pizza. If you want the exclusive pineapple on pizza information, you can follow me on Instagram. You can join the late night streams where we do Sheffield United career mode. That will be starting in about an hour. If you know, you know. Links in the description box below. We're on Instagram. We're on Discord as well, where there is a little community and we talk football, share funny things, and we actually talk about everything, not just football. There's all sorts of stuff going on the Discord. Very entertaining. Shout out to all the Dons, the fraud gang that have joined us throughout. For now, though, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace, people.